Hello and welcome to War with a Mate. With me, James.
Me, Andy.
Andy, who has 13 fingers and is playing the campaign for North Africa.
You?
Me, if I had 3 more fingers. In this situation, thumbs are fingers. Where do you stand on that?
That wouldn't have been a great riddle of the Sphinx.
No, that's from The Goblet of Fire, where Harry Potter's going through the maze. Books, of course, they got rid of the Sphinx in the film, which makes sense because you don't want a whole sequence
With
in
a
that
big,
film.
cool monster.
Well, it's not really a big, cool monster when all it kind of does is, so it asks a riddle about spiders, and it's a really bad riddle. And then it resolves in like 30 seconds, maybe 60 if you have like dramatic cuts of Harry Potter going, oh, what was that again? Just rubbing his chin. Oh, what was it again? What doesn't Ron like? What doesn't he like? Spiders, that's it. It would have made an already questionable film far worse. There's a lot of plot holes to pick apart in that film, but we won't do that. We've got our own things to pick apart.
Campaign for North Africa podcast where
We are.
Each week we play SBI's campaign for North Africa.
Yeah, that's what we decided to do with our lives. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it's better than a Harry Potter podcast.
Yeah, I suppose I'd probably... I think I enjoy this more than a Harry Potter podcast.
Woohoo!
Because I think I'd just be... And this is going to be a fun thing based on what I'm usually like in this. I think I'd be angrier during a Harry Potter podcast.
Yeah, no one wants to see that.
I don't think I'd maintain my composure particularly well. It's not a fun series of books or films for me anymore.
No, it's been tarnished a little.
Just a tad. Just a big tad. What hasn't been tarnished is this gem of a game. We're, of course, talking about Monopoly. No, we're not. We're doing this. We've been doing Turn 5 Upstage 1. And specifically the air missions and my movement.
Yes, we resolved both.
Tick them both off today.
Yeah.
You were generous enough last time to give me first go with your initiative.
You're welcome.
I thank you. I do actually thank you for this. Because it went in a direction that I think you were not expecting. And I'm always glad when that happens. I'm always happy to surprise you.
I'm looking forward to you doing it one day.
You did not see this coming. You didn't see this coming.
Shall we talk about what happened?
We will. We'll get to that point and we'll go through the motions to get there. We started off with the primetime air phase. We'd left a bit of a cliffhanger last week wherein we declared our missions. I had 3. You had 6. Your 6 were?
2 combat air patrols over the 4th and the 7th.
Yep.
Which lined up with 2 of your bombing missions.
Pew pew.
Okay. And then I also strafed 2 things. The supply dump you have up on the coast.
Ba 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 ba.
Thank you. And also the 2nd.
Ba 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 ba.
And I also bombed the 2nd.
Oh.
And the 4th.
No! Other way around. I don't care about the 4th. I care about the 2nd.
That's up to you.
No, I care deeply about the 2nd. I don't care about the 4th anymore. They're fascist Italians, Andy.
Look, I know you're just defending yourself because you care so much about the 4th.
I don't care about the 4th.
You love those guys.
I don't.
You keep talking about how cool the 4th are.
I showed you their cohesion today.
Yeah, it's probably the highest in your army.
Fuck you. It's like a combination of -6s, 9s, and 11s.
Yeah, I assume that was the average.
That's actually incredibly good. That's bad.
No,
sorry.
it's not
good.
good.
Not good. It's not good. That's very bad for my guys.
Yes,
That is really bad. No one else I think is that bad. They might actually be the worst off.
Okay.
At a cursory glance, they might be the worst off.
I feel like I've made a couple of you guys retreat twice.
No.
No. I know you're wrong, but I don't have specific examples to the top of my head.
Oh, wow. What a great counter-argument you've presented here.
I guess.
You've added nothing.
It's unnecessary.
So we fired off with my missions, my air missions.
Yes.
We went off strong. We started strong. We began with me doing my strafe on your supply convoy, your truck convoy, Convoy 1.
Yes.
As not only I like to call them, but the counter also demarks them as number 1.
And also my spreadsheets.
Oh,
I
perfect.
haven't done a weird shift on the truck numbers for the spreadsheets.
Well, that's good. Because what a weird way to confuse things further for you. Because I don't look at your spreadsheet, so that's just confusing your side of things completely. I strafed them and I missed.
You did.
So that was a shame.
But you gave those guys a little scare for a second.
That's not enough, though, is it?
No, it's not.
You don't get any points for frightening people. Although morale is a big thing, so I imagine there is an aspect of intimidation.
Not mechanically.
But there is a mechanic for disenchantment.
No.
Well, there is. It's morale.
Disenchantments. I guess they're disenchanted with the cause, but it's a weird way of phrasing it.
Well, I don't make the rules, Andy. I just read the rules.
I
Sparingly.
hate doing it.
So I dropped my strafe, missed that. I then went after your guys. I went after the 4th and the 7th.
Yes.
The 4th Indian and the 7th Armoured.
Started with the 4th.
And I committed 14 planes to that.
You did, and I committed 14 to that one. So, one each.
SM-79. Or as Rihanna would say, S&M.
Oh, is that the type of plane?
Well, with Rihanna, it's the name of one of her songs. A really hit song as well.
Is it about Italian bombers?
No, I think it's about kinks. Well, I know it's about kinks. I've listened to the music. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but getting off most of my bombing load excites me.
Yeah. Well, you got 14 through. That one I got like 6 or something.
I think you took out 5 planes in that one.
That one I got pretty lucky, I think.
You
in
hit them
terms of
hard.
Odds, yeah.
Yeah, your odds were you needed I think on average it was like a 15, 16 on the die.
Yeah.
And you hit that pretty consistently. I needed a 12 or lower. So I had 2 potential die results that could land me a kill. And I got none. Didn't shoot down a single one of your planes.
So I'm happy about.
I'm unhappy about it, but I guess we have to live. I have to live with that. You don't have to. You can choose to quit. No? Right. Well, I'll throw that out occasionally.
Good effort.
Just in case. So you ended up taking out 5 of my planes, and that bomb total started to dwindle because every plane you take out drops 12 bomb points from my repertoire, and I had 168. So that does start to impact it. 120 is what I've left with. So you took out 4? You must have took out 4 planes then.
Yeah,
4.
12 each.
Yeah, that is it. Yeah, you took out 48 bomb points. Dropped me to 120, which takes me to the next threshold.
Yes, you ended up going down 2, just.
Yep, don't like that. Which I did roll well on.
Yes.
64 is what I rolled on that table.
Which resulted in 2 infantry.
2 of them locked and loaded.
A little pinned.
Took them away, siphoned them off, put them in the corner.
Fair enough.
They are pinned. They are there. That's safe. That was less than what I hoped for because if all my bombs went off, that would have been 4.
Up to 4.
But with that result, it would have been 4.
Oh, yes.
So 64 is 4. 64 Zoolane. Good cartoon. Don't know if you ever saw that.
Nope.
You should. It's worth your time. It's certainly worth my time.
I'm not going to.
I thought as much. So with that, I was then left with the 7th to tackle. That went better.
Yes. Worse planes.
Well, you had better planes for the most part.
Oh, yeah, actually. The Blenheims were one better.
Yeah, you had much better planes going on with that. So
yeah, I had a +3 instead of a +2 on the other one. I just didn't get lucky. Got 1 plane.
You took out 1 plane, and the bombing load there was higher. I had 16 planes there.
It didn't knock you down.
No, I stayed quite firmly within that bracket of bombs. So when I did drop my bomb load, I once again rolled 2.
Snake Eye.
Yep, that was the first time in all of that air combat that I rolled a result of snake eyes, of double ones. Any other point in that air combat that would have meant I shot down one of your planes. Instead, it meant I got the worst result possible on that table.
Yes, so another 2 of the 7th infantry.
Yes, I took out 2 of their infantry, had them suppressed, bombed, they can't move. So
They could move.
They can move up to half of their CPA.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they can move, but it's massively reduced them.
Yeah.
It means they can move 5.
10.
Well, no, 5 is their... It's now their amount that they can move.
No, because they're motorized, so they're 20.
Yeah, but if I was, let's hypothetically pretend I forgot that.
Oh, then it would be 5, yeah.
Yeah, so exactly. So in this hypothetical world where I forgot that they are motorized, they can only move 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Just checking that you're on the same wavelength as me, man,
No, I get it.
That was my bombing run. That was my total air mission complete. And successfully, I would say. I managed to pin a bunch of your guys.
That's what you want.
It's what I need. It's what I need. Keeping them trapped out there in their trucks. Dwindling forces. I've essentially eradicated a battalion.
Right, okay.
They're gone. They're exterminated.
That's a bizarre way of looking
Well,
at
the
things.
way I see it is, what are you going to do? Are you going to leave them behind?
Yes.
Okay.
I've sent so many guys on suicide missions. Why did you think I'd not leave 300 guys to die in the desert?
I don't know. Because of the climax of the battle? Because we're getting towards the end?
Yeah, which means I can burn them off at a faster rate.
Right, okay. Yeah, I guess that's true. You know what? I've been doing that, so I don't know why I didn't think you would.
Yeah.
I've got 4 groups, mostly divisions, just stood ready to be killed in the next few up stages.
Their job is to take a while dying.
Okay, that's making more sense now. Okay, fair enough. Well, in that case, I'll continue with bated breath that maybe this was a good idea. Maybe. Regardless, I've hurt you. But would you...
You were very happy about that.
Would you like to recap what you did, Andy?
Sure. I dropped 270-something bombs on the 4th.
Excessive, by the way.
It's way too many.
It's more than you need to.
For sure. Dropped 260-something on the 2nd.
Yep. Which are the guys I actually care about.
Yeah. Also strafed them.
Yes, you did.
Killed a tow point of infantry.
Took out a tow point on, coincidentally, the same battalion that you've previously strafed.
I wouldn't say coincidence.
I would, because I mixed them up. It's random selection. So if it's not coincidence, you're either psychic or cheating.
Or both.
Yeah, that's a good point. If you're psychic, you are cheating.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, if it's one or the other. It's binary. If you're playing this game with me and you're psychic, I guess I have a couple of questions. Why you're still playing this if you're psychic?
It's not a particularly useful power.
I'll common ground that one day, because that's insane. That's genuinely backwards thinking, but... Alright, fine. And you... Yeah, you continued to bomb. That wasn't enough for you.
Yeah, well, I bombed those 2 and then I did 2 full strafes on your little supply dump. I got 10% of it.
Yep.
And then, yeah, the one I did on the 2nd where I killed a tow. So, yeah, 2 cap, 2 bombing, 2 strafing.
Nice little even split.
Yeah.
That's a squeaky chair you got there.
Sorry.
That's going to make it a nightmare to edit this episode.
I'll stop shifting around.
Stay completely static. Do not move a muscle, or you're going back to the floor.
Yeah, I do like it better than the other chair.
Really?
I'm more upright.
Is it because you can shift around, though?
It is.
Does not being able to shift around make it less of a good chair?
Partially.
Yeah, cool. Oil the thing up, WD-40 that chair, and you'll be able to spin to your heart's content.
Will do, buddy.
But you're shifting as we speak.
I've found the squeak tolerance.
And you think that gives you power over me?
No.
That's a quote from The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh.
That's what Guy from Rogue One says to Tom Hardy.
I'm drawing a huge blank on that.
Yeah, it's a really normal, fine, like 5 out of 10 scene.
Okay.
Yeah, that film fell off on my expectations.
Fair enough.
Moving away from that, and
Yes.
other films that weirdly coincided in release date with the several Obama administrations, That is a thing. The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises both came out when Obama was elected into office.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if that feels like it doesn't mean anything.
No, it's just coincidence, but it's a fun coincidence. It's like when I go to get on the bus and my phone has no internet connection, so I can't show that I have a ticket because the app needs internet connection, and that weirdly drops when I'm trying to get on the bus.
That's fun.
It seems like a con. I'm not sure who's behind it, but somebody probably is.
Big tech and big bus colluding once more.
It's definitely big bus. I just don't know how much big tech are in on it. I don't know if it's a sponsored scam.
It's hard to tell.
These days, you can't tell what big anything is.
It's all big. It's all too big.
But what I had after this was big movement.
I wouldn't use the word big. I'd say everything's big, but this movement was small. And dare I say, cowardly.
Whoa! Well, what I chose to do for my movement, I elected to move the 32nd Gaff, the Tobruk Garrison, as they were formerly known before I moved them out of Tobruk. Now they're just Garrison. Oh. Gary S, as I like to call them.
You shouldn't.
I moved them down 1 hex, south. That was my land movement for this op stage.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about.
Well, the thing is, Andy, you did something by giving me my first turn.
Yeah?
You said that you don't want to go first. You want to play off my movement.
That's true.
So I thought, well, let's not do that. Let's not give you movement to play off. All I've done there is slightly expand the area that you'll have to traverse around desert hexes, plain hexes, clears, in order to circumvent my troops and get back onto tracks to move to what I presume is Tobruk.
You can assume whatever you want. But
You're going to... Well, you're either going to Tobruk or you're going to get stuck in a kill box at Bardia.
Or I'm going to Benghazi.
You're not going to Benghazi.
I might.
If you try and get to Benghazi, I can get there so much faster along road that you can't utilize.
I can use the road. I just need to get on it.
Well, that's... I guess, yes, that is it.
That's how roads work.
Well, it's part and parcel, isn't it? Because to get to the road, you have to go past my men.
Yeah.
The closest point you can get to right now is to go due north, which takes you right next to Bardia. If you move further west, going due north takes you to Tobruk, which I can get to. If you go even further west, you cross onto map B, which I can also get to at breakneck speed using the road. And then you also not only have to go north to get to the road, you have to go further north, and you also have to cross weird hexes, where we go into weird stuff like rough and gravel and marsh. So that doesn't seem like a smart move.
We'll see.
It could be a long game that you're playing, and then you're hoping I evacuate a lot of my troops west to try and stop you, and then you make some sort of play for Bardia or Tobruk, and all I've got are my weakened divisions.
Could be, yeah.
But the thing is, I would send my weakened divisions there, onto that road, people that I'm willing to just let die,
Okay.
and then they're just a rock in the road.
Okay.
And that's fine by James.
Okay. We'll see.
You can't do anything about it.
Okay.
I'm all powerful.
Sure thing, buddy.
I've got little hexes on a board, and you've got no way to stop me from moving those around. Apart from applying the rules of the game in a way favourable to you through tactical and, I guess, just sound logic.
That's another one, yeah.
So, if you employ either of those, you have a way to stop me. But barring that, you have no way to stop me.
I think this will be an interesting turn.
I think it will be a very mentally taxing turn for James.
That's good.
It's bad for James.
Yeah, good for me.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if you're Andy and I'm James, that does track.
Jesus, you're alright, bud.
I worry that this game might do something bad to my mind.
I don't think so.
No, probably not. I'll
Only
be
if you
alright.
let it, which you clearly are.
Yeah, it's starting to seep through a tad.
Yeah.
But that's all right. We live and we learn. And we have to learn because I've left you with this situation that you need to learn from. You need to decide what you're going to do going forward.
I have decided.
Which is?
I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to win the game.
Well, I'll put it this way. You're going to show me next week, so you may as well just say it now.
I'm not going to show you next week.
Then you're cheating again. We're going back to the psychic thing.
Hell yeah.
I'm not... Sorry, I'm not psychic. Do you know that?
What?
I'm not psychic. I can't read minds.
Yeah, I know. It's one of your major failings.
That actually makes me feel really good about myself.
Why?
Because of one of my major failings is that I don't have a superpower.
That's by category. There's hundreds of thousands of major failings.
But are they all superhero based? Like that I don't have like magic powers?
No, some of them where you're like a bad guy.
Some of them?
Yeah.
So there's multiple major failings where I'm a bad guy.
Yeah, there's a whole category in the major failings for major he's a bad guy.
List 2.
I don't want to dox you on the podcast. I don't want to spill your beans.
It's crazy that you think you have beans to spill.
You know what I've got.
I don't.
You know exactly what I could say.
I've got inklings.
Yeah.
Is it my anger towards, I guess, most of life?
Doesn't help.
No, that is a catalyst.
It's a contributing minor issue.
What the fuck? This metric's all over the place.
It looks a bit like a family tree.
Oh. Okay, well, I'll take that with a pinch of salt. And with that pinch of salt, I'm going to add an extra bit of spice here, Andy.
Salt's not a spice.
Wait, well, it is. It is.
What are you saying?
I'm a white British male. Salt is spice for me.
It doesn't have to be.
But it is, because my diet's very, very niche. It's
not niche. It's incredibly mainstream.
I don't think my diet's mainstream.
Chicken nuggets and salt.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's pretty...
I like what I like.
I'm sure you do. I'm not saying... I'm not even trying to stop you liking what you like. It's just pretty mainstream.
It feels like you're trying to discourage it, because if I hear I'm doing something mainstream, I won't like that.
If I have to trick you into being healthy, I won't.
I always knew you were a good friend. I just didn't know how good.
Yeah.
Until now. Not very. So to add that spice in, we're playing the main game for a meal.
Yes.
The full game, the stakes are whoever wins that full version of the game wins a meal. We're doing the practice run now, 6 turns. And at the moment, the current situation is I hit a win condition, which means I win the stakes for this game, which is a Kinder Bueno. We have 2 turns left, there or thereabouts. But there is a chance that you can hit a win condition.
Yeah.
So how about this?
Okay.
How about a double jeopardy?
Okay.
If you hit a win condition, after I've now hit my win condition,
Yeah.
and you can hold that for an op stage, I'll get you 2 Kinder Buenos.
Okay. And I guess if I don't, I get you 2 Kinder Buenos.
Yes.
Okay. Sure.
Because I've recently had a hankering for Kinder Buenos, and I thought this is a way to get 2 free Kinder Buenos.
It's a way to try and get them. It's a way for you to end up paying for 2 Kinder Buenos and getting none.
10 Kinder Buenos.
Feels like it's starting to become like an actual amount of money.
Yeah, okay, I'll dial that back. We'll go with 2.
Yeah.
I just saw you say yes, and I thought I can probably get some money out of this. Because if I get you to buy me Kinder Buenos in bulk, I can sell those on the second-hand market.
On the secondary market.
Second-hand Kinder Buenos, you'll be surprised, go for a lot of money.
I am surprised.
Well, they go for about the same as a first-hand Kinder Bueno, because people don't know that they've passed hands.
I guess.
They're all sealed still in the packaging.
They might have on the package, not for individual sale.
Those are usually the ones that are marked up, yes.
Yeah.
Corner shops.
They're also the ones you buy, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we found a vending machine on our latest trip.
Yes.
Our latest War with a Mate company expedition.
Well, we have to go to get the Kinder Buenos, which is also adding to the price because we have to take a train.
Well, I think the train was it Durham train station.
Don't dox us.
We don't live in Durham.
But now someone could camp out that vending machine.
I guess they could, but what a weird thing to do. So,
But yes, it was on a platform in Durham.
so the vending machine at Durham train station has a Kinder Bueno in there.
Has our Kinder Buenos in it.
So if we find out there's been some sort of crime committed that involves that vending machine, and it's an entirely non-violent crime, we'll know it was one of you stealing our Kinder
And
Bueno.
we'll go full taking on your asses.
If it was a violent crime, I'll presume that's an unfortunate coincidence, and we'll have to delete this episode after the fact.
No, we won't.
We will. It's respectful. It's nice.
It would ruin the whole numbering system.
That's true. Well, we did release an episode twice once.
I think that's fixed.
Actually, you released an episode twice once.
Yeah?
You distribute. I edit. And I'm the special guest every episode.
Yeah, and I distribute and take all the money.
Yeah, I need to talk to you about that.
No, you don't.
I should.
You can talk to my lawyer that the show is paying for.
That's part of what I need to talk to you about.
Talk to my lawyer.
Why we have separate legal counsel. Why we have legal counsel at all.
Look, you can't start an enterprise with your friends unless you're willing to screw them over when the time is right.
Are you Zuckerberg? What the fuck is this?
I'm a bit of a zuck.
You're a bit of a fuck. Well, I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Shall we
So
talk
we'll-
to some fans?
So we'll do the mailbag. Let's whip out the mailbag. Let's talk to some people who, unless we've got another Bezos email sending us comic strips of cats, then there should be a really nice experience.
Okay.
But only time will tell.
Shall we see?
Let's look. So delving into that mailbag of ours,
Yeah, let's
have-
see what we got.
we have today's first email by Christine. Christine's email is titled The Lost Documentary About an Impossible House. Hi, y'all. Love the y'all. Chrissy here. Watch it, Chrissy. Sopranos reference. Great show. Normally, well, it's just your name. Normally, I wait for y'all, another y'all love it, to read my message before emailing back, but I've fallen a little bit behind and just watched a video essay that I felt James and the audience would enjoy titled The Lost Documentary About an Impossible House by Sagan Hawks on YouTube. It's a deep dive into the textual analysis of House of Leaves with some amazing visuals. I highly recommend it to anybody who's interested in the book, even if you haven't read it yet, though it does help.
You've been watching that video, haven't you?
I have loved that video. When this email came through initially, I saw the subject and had a quick skim through and immediately looked at the video. I've been watching the video piecemeal for the last month or so when I've had a bit of spare time, and wow, incredible. I would dare say, Chrissy, to contradict you just a tad, I would say if you haven't read House of Leaves and you don't feel like you can commit to reading House of Leaves, this is the next best thing. This is another medium to digest the book in pretty much its entirety without having to do so. So if you are interested in that, don't want to read the book, watch that video. It is incredible, very well put together, and captures all the essence of it. If you have read the book and you want to explore the book further, it breaks it down really well. It explores some themes that the book only a lot of the book it sort of touches on and lets you fill in the blanks. The video holds your hand through parts of it. And also, even for me, and I've read the book like 5 or 6 times now, it just explores it in more open ways. So, incredible video, incredible book, read House of Leaves. But yes, thank you, Chrissy, because that is now up there as one of my favorite video essay style YouTube videos of all time. It's top 5 very comfortably. And I watch a lot of those things. The only one I put above that in terms of House of Leaves so far is myhouse.wad by Powerpack.
That was the one that got you into it.
That's how I got into House of
before
Leaves.
you read the book, didn't you?
Yeah, I watched that, and then our friend, the same one who got us into this game, bought me the book. So his sort of mission in life is to have me invested in
Take all your time.
in pieces of media or pop culture parentheses that will take all of my time up. But yeah, incredible. Chrissy goes on, some of the themes and ideas reminded me of a book I read recently with so very interesting world building called Voidverse. that takes place in a universe unlike our own, where humanity survives on rocks of various sizes, falling through a seemingly endless void.
That sounds cool.
One I want to check out. I think I need to, once I get through the other Daniel Lusky book, Tom's Crossing, which I'm still tackling.
Yep.
I would love to read that as well. I love a good odd
Weird
book.
universe, yeah.
Yeah, weird universe. I like it when I'm reading something that is inherently hard to navigate.
I'll lend you
fun.
Piranesi as well, because that's the one that's sort of similar.
You've mentioned a few that you've read that are
Like, comparable. It's definitely not as, like, in-depth or anything, but it's the same sort of weird structure adjacent to our own universe type thing.
yeah, something non-prosaic that you can really sink your teeth into. I love that. In regards to the recent common ground with item loans, a classic, I like this one, I suggest you look into Library of Things, an increasingly common service where libraries keep a stock of useful items ranging from lawn, cooking, and home care equipment, but also things like DVD players. That's interesting, and I think this isn't the first email that's mentioned it.
Yes, this does seem to be one which we occasionally have on common ground where we just accidentally invent something that exists.
And the fun thing about it is, with our listener base, that is a, dare I say, niche category of person. There's, it's not a massive listener base. We're not we're not getting in millions every week, but it's fun that there is a crossover.
Yeah.
That we don't have any idea about something, but more than one person will get in touch and go, "You've missed this thing that a few of us know about."
Yeah.
So the hit ratio is very funny. I'm excited to see the end of the brackets mostly friendly practice run.
I'd say that's getting less and less.
Yeah, I think I swore at you a few times today when you hit me with those bombs. Just a few friendly swear words at you.
Yeah.
And to see the serious, hard-hitting tactics, you bring to the main game, or your best approximation. There we go. There
I
it
think
is.
best approximation more so than...
And it's funny how best approximation, 0 and 1, can be so far away from each other when you look at them. I often feel like a citizen of the early 19th century waiting for news from the front to finally reach the other side of the world. That's a nice way to put it. And the main game, I don't think, is going to make it any easier. You'll have the in-depth analysis week by week, but I don't know that it's going to make anything easier or more beneficial. You won't feel more clarity, Chrissy, I promise. A small suggestion, but it may be worth keeping track of which history segments are in which episodes on the website. As time goes by and the segments become more interconnected, it'll be useful to have a way to go back and listen to your old segments. Subtly, humbly, bravely yours, Chrissy.
Yeah. Again, I think multiple people have mentioned it, and it's something I do need to get round to. Should hopefully have more free time coming up. Project at work finishing, so hopefully I can start working on that soonish.
Yeah, your job at NASA.
Yeah.
When that whole thing wraps up.
When we get a guy to the moon again.
Yeah. Is that what is the current goal?
It's the public goal.
Oh, I see. But there's something else going on. Are you the one kidnapping and disappearing the scientists?
No.
Because I hear that's in the zeitgeist at the moment. Getting rid of scientists.
Let's just say the city on the dark side of the moon is bouncing at the minute.
I want to go there. Can we do an ep there?
If you get good at science. If you get worth kidnapping.
Okay. I've got a ways to go then.
Yeah.
I'm barely good at the game. Dare I say I'm bad at the game?
I'll allow it.
Sustained. The next email comes in from Matthew. Matthew is a very dependable source of info because Matthew is another folk who's playing the game itself.
Yes.
I believe a solo run.
Yes, but he's been keeping us on the straight and narrow since basically the start.
Yes, which has been a godsend. Matthew's really thrown in some great advice and corrections in our fledgling days. And this one is titled Archaeology.
Yeah. Hi, Andy and James. When I emailed you guys, it's usually about rules. It still will be today, but also on a common ground you did sometime last year. I'm sorry to break it to you, James, but I don't think you won the scenario as the win conditions only count at the end of 6 turns. So someone only wins after the 6 turns and the win conditions are met. So Andy, I think you'll probably win.
Well, first of all, Matthew, you don't know anything about Andy. Andy's a buffoon of sorts. An incompetent, mischievous, devilish fiend.
Which really, sort of, what does that say about you?
As I started to say that as well, I was realising...
The more I insult him,
Well, it was more the case of I've described characteristics of usually a cunning foe. So that's bad news for me. What I'll say to that, Matthew, is yes. In that I think Andy will win. And also the fact that we couldn't find any definitions at the time as to whether or not you need to hold it until the end of the scenario. So we kind of went fast and loose with it, as we have to in these situations. And we came to accept it's unlikely that another win condition will be met within the scenario. So we're going off that. However, as we've discussed earlier today, if Andy is to break free from the reins of my current victory, then we will double down. Andy gets double points, or if I manage to hold it, I'll get double points. So, yes, you are right, as we've come to learn, because you're not the only person who sent this. Other people have also mentioned that this is a loose interpretation of the win conditions.
Yes. But I think, at least acknowledging that one was met.
Yes, we found that.
And if I don't hit one, I guess you did have one. I think it's fair to say that's the tiebreaker.
Yeah, it gave us a nice climax for partway through. And at the time, it was also our empirical understanding of the rule.
Yeah.
But now that we've had the clarity, it means we know we'll never do this again in the practice scenario, but we know, at least going forward, what it means. And I do think Andy has a good chance at trying to win this still, if we're going off that same principle of holding it for an op stage.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it pans out, but thank you, as always, Matthew, for filling us in on the blanks, because you and others have pointed out this mishap.
Then, for the other thing, remember when you guys did a common ground on building fake things for archaeologists? Well, there was a rough round recently built in the city where I live, where the guy moving the boulders, as the ground is very rocky, using a digger, stacked the rocks in almost physics-defying ways. Every time I drive past them, I like to wonder what people will think when they see them in the future. It'll look like Stonehenge thing with stacks of rocks in 2 straight lines going on for 2 kilometers. And on the roundabouts in Zimbabwe, they work better than traffic lights, as we usually only have electricity during elections or if you live near a minister. And when they do work, everyone ignores them. Finally, I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to military equipment. So if you want, I can write a little summary on all the military equipment used in the North Africa campaign and compare the capabilities. Thanks for continuing your very enjoyable podcast. Stay subtle, humble, and brave, Matthew.
Well, first of all, Matthew, thank you for sticking with us for so long.
Yep.
You've been a mainstay from very early on.
I'm going to look up some pictures of this 2 kilometer line of stones after this as well. That sounds very cool.
Well, there's a few cool little snippets in here that Matthew's just kind of thrown in there as little side pieces.
Yeah.
Which I've really latched onto there, which is that only having electricity on during elections.
That's very interesting, yeah.
Or
if you live near a minister.
Yeah. That's a weird thing where it's... Yeah, if you're in localized areas, you have electricity. But the fact that you can just have it toggled. So they've got the infrastructure. They, I presume, just don't have the fuel to keep everything going constantly.
But it's elections coming up.
It's sort of like when you have decorations on in the city center where we live, at Christmas or something, and things go above and beyond.
We've got some elections coming up in this country for local elections, and everyone's got the vote whatever party on the door, on the window posters, and but instead of seeing posters around, you're oh,
the lights are on.
Lights are on. There must be an election coming up.
That's an interesting idea as well. That traffic lights are only functional during an election.
Yeah, I feel like you should put your traffic lights on a separate grid. If you're going to not have your grid on all the time. But I don't know, yeah.
It's an interesting thing to focus on during election time. It's road safety.
Well, it's just everything that electricity enables.
Yeah, like so much. Yeah, it's a wild thing. That also interests me that Matthew's listening in to the podcast in possibly an area that doesn't have reliable electricity.
Oh, yeah.
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 And that also, Matthew, it explains a lot. If you don't have access to electricity a lot, it explains why you're playing this game.
It is a good one for a
solo run campaign for North Africa in a blackout, essentially, is making a lot more sense.
Yeah.
I feel like I've got a little insight into Matthew's life now.
Do you think the house prices are in, spikes around a minister? Because
They have to be.
They also, I assume they live in nicer areas, but also, you want to find where the minister lives so you can be in his electricity aura.
you want to drain from the minister. Yeah, that is an interesting little side of things. When it comes to equipment and its comparable capability, I mean, Matthew will not commission anything. That feels like it's a gargantuan task.
Yeah.
But if you do end up happening to do that, we'll happily look at that. We love seeing stuff like that where people have done all sorts of deep dives between the game itself, what we're doing, what they've found. So if you happen to, we'll love it. But do not go out of your way to do this unless you're already bored and doing it.
Yeah, and I will say some people have done similar, like Arrow, for instance, who's probably wondering when I'm going to get to what they sent me. Very sorry about that. Things keep coming up. The structure's pretty loose in terms of what I find interesting, but the stuff you sent me will be used before the end of the scenario. I do promise that.
We hyperfixate, and usually it's on the game, thankfully.
But sometimes I find out about the Ottomans, and that's 3 weeks that I wasn't planning on doing.
Yeah, it's part of the restructure after the scenario wraps up, where we're reshuffling, rebranding. We're going to change it all up. So
not too much though.
No, we'll keep the core of it.
Yeah,
we'll keep the core of it, but
it's not going to become a completely different show.
Yeah, I mean, in a sense, it will because it'll be organized, and that is completely different.
It should become a better show, yes.
But thank you for the emails, Matthew and Chrissy. Anyone who wants to send anything in, the email address is info@warwithamate.co.uk. The website is warwithamate.co.uk, and the Instagram is just warwithamate. We'll take messages from any of those, and we'll read everything out at some point. We've got 50 years to do the damn thing. And we also have, fun reminder, our first live show, which is at the UK Games Expo in Birmingham, 30th of May, 4:30. If you've got tickets to the Games Expo, it's free.
Please come.
We've had emails come in. We've had
a few people, yeah.
People have mentioned that they are coming. If anyone else is coming along, get in touch with us. Let us know. We're going to see what we can about having a bit of a Brucey bonus for those that are coming along who are already aware of the show. So if you let us know in advance, we can have said Brucey bonus ready for you. And also, we'll look at doing a bit of a, meet and greet conversation bit afterwards. If you want to have a chin wag with us, let us know.
Because we are just going to be at the expo. It's looking like the Friday, Saturday.
We'll be there Friday, Saturday. So if you're around for the weekend, let us know, and we'd love to have a chat with some of you guys. Learn a bit more about other board games going on. We're kind of fixed in the one thing.
That
and
is
D&D.
Something I'm excited about. Is there's this whole world of board games
that we're
just have
on the fringe of.
I know Monopoly and D&D, and then the campaign for North Africa, and nothing in between.
Like the mainstream and the total outlier.
Yeah.
So we'd love to just chat with a few of you guys and find out what's going on. So let us know, or maybe we'll see you there. That is it for the listener mail.
Yes.
The mailbag is done for today, but it's stocked up quite nicely at the moment. We'll get around to everything, but you guys are firing in some great stuff, so thank you for that. So if we're moving away from the here and now, we have to go to the there and then.
Yes.
That's the past.
We're going back.
And that's your domain, Andy. So take us away.
The men of the long-range desert patrols were quite a sight on their return to Cairo from a month's trip to Libya. The contrast between the east and west of the Nile is very marked. In the east, the country... At this point, I gave little thought to my future, but had always been interested in boats in the sea. I am more or less in a position of a captain surprise where a ship, which is on the point of sinking because errors are present.
We are absolutely not qualified to share views on history.
When and where are you taking us to?
I'm taking you back to Libya.
That's where I just was.
A bit of Italy.
Okay. That's further away.
So, the Italian government, therefore finding itself forced to safeguard its dignity and its interests, has decided to proceed to the military occupation of Tripoli and Cyrenaica. This solution is the only one which Italy can accept. That's from Giovanni Giolotti, Italian Prime Minister at the time. Okay. Second longest running Prime Minister Italy ever had.
Okay, so this guy is he's really had a seat for a long time.
Yeah, it's something like 1890 to late 90s to mid 20s. It's like 25 years.
Wow, good span then.
Yeah, but the only other guy who's had more is Mussolini.
Oh,
who
yeah.
wasn't.
Yeah, that's not put him in there as an actual elected official.
Yeah. So we've had a brief run through Victor Emmanuel III and also the Ottomans, which brings us to the Italo-Turkish War. Italian politicians had been talking up and proposing the war since 1908 as a likely option. This kicked into a higher gear in March of 1911. The papers talked of a land rich with minerals and water, lightly defended by 4,000 Ottoman troops, claiming it would be a, quote, military walk. Just like, yeah. They also spoke of having to protect the small Italian population that had emigrated there from the locals. This is about 1,000 Italians living in a land with 1.5 to 2.5 million inhabitants.
That's the ratio on that's an interesting one.
Yeah. They also believed, for some reason, that the local population was desperate to rise up against the Ottomans and would warmly welcome them and fight with them.
Cool, so they're deluded.
Yeah, they had a propaganda initiative spinning Libya as a paradise that rightfully belonged to the Italians.
Well, yeah, they had a lot of propaganda, and this is one of the weirder ones.
Yeah. It's also pushing that Roman argument that Mussolini will rely on more later, where it's like they kind of go, we're claiming the heritage of the Romans, and the Romans owned all this. But also, Libya was the only country in the region owned by the Romans at this time that wasn't owned by a Western power or it's the only easy target.
Yeah, they're not going for the risky ones.
Yeah, they're not conquering Britain and Gaul and stuff. There is also strong opposition inside Italy as well, though, in particularly from socialists, such as the rising firebrand Benito Mussolini.
Oh, there he is.
Who said the following quotes about this war. I just find this fascinating from where he says here to what he will become in like less than 20 years.
Oh, don't tell me he's a hypocrite.
He might be a hypocrite. For us, the national flag is a rag to be planted on a dunghill. There are only two fatherlands in the world, that of the exploited and that of the exploiters. Militarism, here is the monstrous leech that is incessantly sucking the blood of the people. The army is now a highly organized school of crime and exists only to protect bourgeois capital and profits. And let a single cry rise from the multitudes of the proletariat and let it be repeated in squares and streets of Italy. Down with war. Which I just think are very interesting things for him to be like writing and saying.
Incredibly anti-war sentiments for a guy who
will launch a war. This war actually has a lot of... I personally thought it had a lot of similarities to Ethiopia in some ways, which is the Italians are fighting an ambitious colonial war that will be one of the building blocks leading up to... This leads up to World War One. Ethiopia led up to World War Two. So, and they're at like similar points in the like... This is 1911, and then the Ethiopia was like also just before.
He's like a really shit Silver Surfer, where he's a herald of great destruction.
Yeah, but it's Italy in a way. It's like, if Italy ever get any colonial ambitions, the World War is coming.
Okay, I'll keep an eye on the news for that then.
Yeah. Mussolini also organized a general strike and protest to stop trains leaving Friuli, where he lived, for the war with supplies. So he's like actively organizing against it. And for this, he's charged with sedition and inciting rebellion and sentenced to a year in prison, which really bolsters his reputation with Italian socialists. And when he gets out, he's appointed as editor for the official socialist newspaper Avanti, which also makes him a national celebrity.
Yeah, his like celebrity. I think a lot of the celebrity statuses amongst the war have really confused my perception of what the war looked like across the globe.
Yeah, I think Mussolini is maybe a proto-influencer. Like,
yeah. Well, it's sort of, it's in a way kind of Trump vibes, where you've got this figure who
is a celebrity who goes into politics.
Celebrity politician is something that seemed so new when it started to happen over the last 15 or so years. But it's not new.
No, it's not.
It's just it's finally translated to the social media age.
Yeah.
But it was definitely a thing.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was sort of a bell curve.
Probably.
Where you had that, well, I guess, reverse bell curve, where you had these celebrity politicians, you've got these figures in history, and then you had this sort of boring period. But then you have, even in the UK, you've got figures like, Thatcher, where you've got these huge landmark figures and politicians and culture.
Yeah.
And now it's swung around to the extreme again, where it's like, this person is not only a powerful figure, but it's all anyone talks about.
Yeah, just an interesting thing with Mussolini. We'll get to him. He's going to have his own series, but it's going to be probably a long, in-depth one, because he is an interesting character from history.
I'm interested for the Mussolini series.
Yeah. But despite the socialists protesting, the war would go on. The Italians sent a message to the Ottomans demanding an answer in 24 hours, and the letter was basically, you have 24 hours to cede Libya to us. And the Ottomans replied, they received the letter on the 28th of September and replied, basically immediately, saying they're open to negotiating but are not immediately accepting the terms. Italy declares war in response.
Of course.
Despite initiating the war, the Italian army is characteristically unready, having only been told about the invasion in late September. It starts in September, so they have 10 days notice at most. The maps they have are some of them are relying on Roman sources, from Caesar and when they owned that region. And so they're 2,000-year-old.
Using a 2,000-year-old map.
And accounts from Roman generals about the terrain and stuff.
I know time has changed more rapidly in the last 100 or so years.
Yeah.
But the idea of using the Campaign for North Africa map to plan a trip in Egypt.
In the year 4000.
Well, I'm talking about now.
Yeah.
Now it would be insane.
Yeah.
In the year 4000, and again, I know things will evolve more rapidly now.
Yeah.
But that's fucking stupid.
It's so dumb. They also receive orders to integrate planes into the army on the 28th of September.
Oh, okay. So
they got a day to figure that.
Leaving that real last minute.
And we'll get to it, but this is an insanely short turnaround for something that is very new. But they arrive off the coast on the 3rd of October and start bombarding Tripoli with their ships for 2 days before moving in on the 5th, where 1,500 soldiers disembark and take Tripoli. The Ottomans don't have an answer for these naval guns, so they've just retreated in good order inland to fight the war from better terrain.
Yeah.
But the Italians take this as there's no resistance here. This is a great victory for us. The rest of this is going to be easy. And so their army starts disembarking on the 10th of October with no training for amphibious landing, so it's just a fucking mess. And it's also one of the first. And they're just figuring it out on the fly with no training. They believed a force of 20,000 would be able to take over Libya, as they believed the locals would be on their side, and there were only 4,000 Ottomans. Instead, the 8,000 Ottoman regulars allied with 20,000 local troops, mainly from the Sensu order, who were familiar with the desert and had been fighting tribal wars for basically their whole lives. So it's not 4,000 guys, it's 28,000 guys who know the terrain and are hardened soldiers.
Which historically does not go down well.
No.
You go to an environment where the native people know the environment a lot better. You send in people naively to the terrain, they are butchered.
Yeah. Especially when it's a desert. There's an extra element here.
Yeah, the environment alone can kill you.
Yeah. So, despite this, the Italian forces managed to capture Tripoli, Tobruk, Derna, Benghazi, and Homs between the 3rd and 21st of October 1911. But they're confined very closely to the coast in like a narrow strip. Like, they would basically be on the road and no further south, to give a sense of they have not conquered Libya.
No, they haven't.
No. But we'll get to the rest of that campaign, but we're going to step away for a minute, because this is an interesting war, because it includes a lot of firsts. In particular, firsts in relation to flight. Something to keep in mind here, I think, is the first flight of the Wright brothers was made only 8 years before this, and it lasted 12 seconds, and it only went 120 meters. And that was 8 years before that. That's December 1903.
Wow, that is... Yeah, I'm trying to think of other industries where you go 8 years down the line and then stop relying on it for, like, warfare.
Yeah.
I mean, look at AI. If you were to take AI, moves at a different pace, but if you took that from its sort of inception as what AI is currently known as, from whatever that start point was to 8 years later, implementing that into something so vital as warfare, that's so risky.
The rate of change as well is crazy.
Yeah.
But, like, that's why it's so mad they gave them a day to integrate their air force. Because on the 23rd of October 1911, Ricardo Moyes took the first ever strategic reconnaissance flight.
That's such a new concept to introduce.
Yeah. And it was actually quite successful. He flew along the coast and found and followed a group of 2,000 Ottomans, who I imagine were like, what the fuck? Like, just looking up in the sky, like, what is going on?
I guess you do have the element of surprise.
Yeah. I guess they might be like, I've heard of these planes. Is that like, they're not common.
It's such a new thing to introduce and to then see it in action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also managed to discover that the town of Azizia was 60 kilometers from Tripoli. Their maps claimed it was 8, just to give you a sense of how bad their geographical information is.
Oh, God, no.
And that's 52 kilometers through desert that they wouldn't have accounted for if they were trying to go to that town. Like, that's just dangerous.
That's insane.
Yeah. Ricardo also has another, I guess, more dubious first, as on a later flight he had mechanical failures and went down behind enemy lines, becoming the first airman ever to become a POW.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this guy is a very unique...
He's got 2 firsts in the history of war, which is pretty...
Yeah, this guy's ticking off all the boxes he can. His bingo card's looking pretty full at this point.
And there's another first here after the first reconnaissance flight by about a week that will change the nature of war forever. So let's read some of Lieutenant Giulio Gaviotti's mail. This is a letter he wrote to his father, some snippets from it.
It feels bad reading his mail.
Yeah, I think it's fine. He's probably been dead for a while.
Oh, I see. That's the rule.
Today I have decided to try to throw bombs from the aeroplane. It is the first time that we will try this, and if I succeed, I will be really pleased to be the first person to do it.
There's something so quaint about that.
Yeah.
He's so proud about his little experiment. Little does he know what would come of this.
Yeah. Today, 2 full boxes of bombs arrived. We were expected to throw them from our planes. It is very strange that none of us have been told about this.
So they were given no warning.
And that we haven't received any instructions from our superiors. We're taking the bombs on board with great precaution. It will be interesting to try them on the Turks.
This guy's been thrown completely in the deep end.
Yeah. As soon as the weather is clear, I head to the camp to take my plane out. Near the seat, I have fixed a little leather case with padding inside. I have laid the bombs in it very carefully. They're small round bombs, weighing about 1.5 kilos each. I put 3 in the case, and I put the other one in the front pocket of my jacket.
He's giving such detail to this little excursion.
Oh, I thought this was a great lair. After a while, I noticed the dark shape of the oasis. With one hand, I hold the steering wheel. With the other, I take out one of the bombs and put it in my lap. I'm ready. The oasis is about 1 kilometer away. I can see the Arab tents very well. I take the bomb with my right hand, pull out the security tag, which he did with his mouth. It doesn't mention in the letter, but yeah. And throw the bomb out, avoiding the wing. So
you'd hope so,
he's
yeah.
leaning out of his plane with a bomb in his hand.
He's doing a drive-by.
Driving with one hand and trying to miss the wing as he, skips a bomb.
In the 80s and 90s, he's holding a Mach 11 in one hand.
I can see it falling through the sky for a couple of seconds, and then it disappears, and after a while I can see a small dark cloud in the middle of the encampment. I have hit the target.
As if he's bloody hit as well.
I then send 2 other bombs with less success. I still have 1 left, which I decide to launch later on an oasis close to Tripoli. I come back really pleased with the result. I go straight to report to the general. Everyone is satisfied. And that is the first aerial bombing from a heavier-than-air aircraft in history.
Wow. And it's so well documented.
Yeah. With a bit of charm. A bit of, almost innocence.
That is a weird thing. It does track as if it is
it's people who have Labrador energy.
Yes, it is. And then I did this, and then this is what I did,
and we were happy.
I hoped it would be good, and I did it. Oh, the guy did it. He pulled it off.
Yeah,
and what a door he opened.
Oh yeah. Well, after this and further missions, the Ottoman Empire issues a protest. The droppings of bomb from balloons had been outlawed by the Hague Convention of 1899, but Italy argued that the ban didn't extend to heavier-than-air aircraft, which I also think is an interesting, if that had gone another way and people have gotten bored with it, how much damage bombing has done in the century since. If that had gone into the Geneva Convention, how different would war look?
Well, I mean, if you think about the long-lasting effect of that, if it was the case that aerial bombardment had been outlawed, then you'd be looking at no airstrikes, no napalm,
no drones,
Agent
no nukes.
Orange, no nukes. Yeah. That's an insane change to warfare, and I think just the world landscape as we know it. I think if it was stuck with boots on the ground, man to man, artillery,
it would be
a completely different world. But this guy has opened up the door to something completely different.
Yeah, it is a sort of remarkable, he's the first guy through this door, but this is probably comfortably over 1 million people have died since then from aerial.
And what year was this? 03?
1911.
This was 1911.
Yeah.
And it's...
the plane was invented in 1903.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, so 1911, and then you've got a short, skip and a jump of 30-odd years, and then a nuclear weapon is dropped from a plane.
Yeah, I think it's 42 years.
42?
It was dropped in 45?
That would take him to 50, yeah. No, so 11, so 34.
Oh, sorry, you're saying from 11. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I was going from 03, but yeah.
From the first bomb being dropped from a plane.
To a nuke being dropped.
34 years from a little handheld bomb being dropped from a plane while he's driving with the other hand.
Yeah.
To a device that flattens most of a city.
Yeah.
that's a scary jump when you bear in mind how much time has passed from that nuke being dropped to now.
Yeah.
Where, we're nearing 100 years, realistically.
Yeah. So, one more first for this war. One more first for him. Because as well as doing the first bombing mission ever, he also performs the first ever night mission with a heavier-than-air aircraft. So he's got the first bombing run and the first night mission.
That night mission must have been nightmare fuel.
Yeah, because, again, it's like, you're the first. Like, there's no, at least I know a couple of people, it's dangerous, but people have come back from this.
Yeah, you don't know how viable this is.
Yeah.
This could be a completely undoable thing.
Yeah.
It could be the case that flying a plane at night doesn't work.
You can't navigate, you will fly into the Med or the Great Desert. Because also flying in Libya, you've got you've got Mediterranean, about 10 kilometers of civilization near the road, and then the desert, where there's people living there, but the chances of you fall into the Great Sand Sea and you hope someone comes across you.
And in 1911, I don't know what the light pollution was like to be able to determine where a civilization is, and landing the plane. And you can't exactly whip out your star charts like you're on a boat going 3 miles an hour.
No.
You're bombing it through the sky, and if you're trying to navigate, you just have to do it on vibes.
And you're like, oh, is that an airstrip they've lit up to either side so I know where to come in? Or a residential street with streetlights?
Are we in Zimbabwe and there's an election on? It's hard to say.
So, yeah, and also in this war, the Italians will have the honor of having the first ever aircraft shot down.
Oh, brilliant.
Yes.
Also, that's interesting. What the fuck are they shooting them down with?
Rifles.
Oh.
I think in particular Mausers.
Oh. Flimsy plane, then.
Yeah. Well, yeah. They're made of wood and cloth. Because this is all biplanes.
Well, yeah, these aren't Spitfires.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll do more of the Italo-Turkish war next time, but I thought, let's do some of the firsts.
Wow, in terms of firsts, that is some groundbreaking stuff.
Yeah.
It's also, that's not how I thought that would have went, but also, what did I think it would have went like?
I do know what you mean, where it's you kind of picture it as it's going to be this huge thing, but it's they don't actually even know if that bomb he threw caused any casualties or just hit a guy's tent, but he was not at the tent.
But the confusion on their part, because you're not going to have like turbines from that plane.
No, they fly fairly low, 600 meters. So you might get a bit, but also 5 years later, not 5 years later, 20 odd years later, when they're fighting the war here, we've watched SAS Rogue Heroes. They know the thrum of an engine.
Yeah, they hear it.
They hear it and they immediately go because they've been conditioned.
But at that point, it's such a new concept, and it's the first bomb ever to be dropped from a plane.
Yeah, you might know what a plane is. You might be like, "Oh, there's a plane," but you're not expecting anything to come out of it.
Yeah, it's they're flying around. Maybe they're going to land here.
Yeah,
and then an explosion blows up beside you.
Yeah,
and it's well, the plane went over us. That has to be the plane, surely.
Yeah. Well, it's just the weirdest coincidence ever.
And it's how did they do that? Little did they know it's a guy, one hand on the wheel.
Yeah.
On the other one, he's stumbling about. He's got it in his lap, pulls it out, throws it over the side. Trying not to hit the wing, as he said.
Yeah. But it's also just they didn't tell us about this. We didn't train with it. They just sent
Of course not.
They just sent bombs to our airfield, and I guess we're hoping maybe one of them will try something.
Do you want to throw one out the plane?
I guess.
Mid-air?
There's also the thing of he has 3 and they fit in the pouch. Just take 3. Why put the one in your shirt?
You got the extra one.
Yeah.
What do you want to make sure? You wanted to have the extra one there.
Yeah.
But by the sounds of it, it was wasteful because the other ones didn't land on target. But the first one did.
Yeah.
He's a pioneer of warfare.
Yeah.
He is, that scene in Oppenheimer at the end where he talks about having set off this chain reaction to destroy the world. The prequel will be this guy.
Well, it's not the same because like it would have just happened if someone would have done it first. But
This guy.
the like legacy of this guy is more deaths than the legacy of Oppenheimer.
Yeah, if you go back to the, but I guess if that's the case, you go back to the Wright brothers.
Yeah, those dastardly.
They land the plane after those first 12 or so seconds, and they just have that same moment of, I think we've started a chain reaction that will destroy the world. And it cuts to nuclear warheads.
Yeah.
It cuts to EasyJet making a cheap buck.
Drones. It's all downhill from that.
You get auditors on like industrial sites in the UK, audit YouTubers, where they're flying their drones over areas and having arguments with security
I think
staff.
you'll find I'm allowed to fly my drone.
I think we've caused a chain reaction that will destroy social media and give wasteful people something to do with their time. What a journey he went on. What a journey we went on.
Yeah.
That's a trip to the past that I won't forget. That first bombing run, I feel like I was there. Such a descriptive nature within those little parables that he put together.
Yeah. That was also, I don't think I mentioned it, that is a letter to his dad.
Yeah, you said at the start. It's a fun thing from to
That's a fun bit of mail to receive.
Hello,
Just
Dad.
like, you're in it. What the fuck?
What's he doing? What's a plane?
How do I conceptualize any of this?
You've killed someone from a distance that's never been done before. I think in terms of like range, is that the furthest kill that would have happened?
No, it was only like 600 meters. They didn't have that much altitude. So like naval guns were like a couple of K at that point.
That's a good point. Yeah, you've got artillery.
Yeah, I think it takes a while before planes outdo artillery.
Yeah, but even then,
Yeah.
you're looking. Yeah, at least he's not got that.
Yeah.
At least he can sleep easy. Fucking 50 or so years ago when he died.
Yeah, I
If not
don't
longer.
know. He didn't have anything else notable other than didn't have anything else notable other than 2 firsts in the history of war.
Well, Andy, we're going to have a first.
Yeah.
Finish in the game.
Yeah, we'll get into that. I wonder what our weird second one will be.
No, we'll just do one.
Okay.
We'll do one first.
But both those guys did too.
Well, if we're ever going to get to this first, we need to actually stick it out the whole hog.
Yes.
And to stick it out the whole hog, we're going to have to both be in the room together for the rest of this playtime. And not dying is problem 1, because it's a long time. And we're not really healthy people.
No.
And problem 2 is, how do we not kill each other before that?
That's the more immediate problem. Well, it's the problem I'm going to do things about.
And to do something about that, we have a solution.
We do.
As patchwork as it may be. And that is common ground. And now for something nicer. A little oasis in the war. It's time for some common ground. I'm trying the intro for common ground. I'm recording. Maybe. Yeah. So, Andy, let me hear what your idea is for us to come together this week. What will we agree on?
They need to stop having software just help you based on like assumptions. You know, where it's like, we think you mean this, so we'll just do it. And it's like, I actually didn't.
So you're not a fan of Clippy?
This is going to sound weird. Clippy's are actually a better implementation because it asks you questions and asks what you want to do. It was like too early on like an AI helper. I'm talking about like, you know, if you're in like, say, Excel and like you try to drag columns down and it'll just randomly guess. I wrote this before today.
Yeah, yeah, you say that. I gave you a look there because there was a
I was
moment
ranting
earlier
about it earlier today.
Yeah, we had a moment earlier where you were trying to shift some of was it your aircraft?
Yeah.
And it autofilled only part of what you were trying to autofill. It filled in the part you weren't trying to do.
I dragged like the row. I just wanted it to copy the row, but it iterate because it was the Mark 1 of a plane. It made it like Mark 2, 3, 4, 5, but then also didn't iterate the numbers in the column. I was like, what was going on here? Like,
And I guess that's a slightly, because Excel, the thing is with Excel, it's sort of a case of what you put into it, you'll get. Where it's designed, it's formulated, it's designed to act on input.
but you sometimes have to like be like, no, I don't want you to like, oh, we think this column is like a currency. And it's like, no, it's not. It's just like decimal numbers or something.
I agree on that. I'm going to ask some probing questions
mainly on
then.
Excel, but it's other times as well where it's like, oh, we're just going to like do something because we think it'll help you, and it just doesn't.
I'll probe a bit then. So, how do you feel, and this is sort of taking it very much back to basics, how do you feel about copy and paste?
Good.
So when it comes to copy and paste, you know you've got the typical copy and paste,
Yeah.
where you hit the shortcut, whack out your old Control-V, or you right-click and go for paste without formatting.
Yes.
Are you fine with it pasting with formatting as the general rule?
Yes, my issue is, I think I'm like explaining this badly. My issue is there's like, it feels like there's software where it'll go like, we're going to try and figure out whether you want it formatted or not formatted and do it for you immediately. I don't want to do something and then have it have different results based on what the software like thinks I want. So if it's copy and paste and it just copies formatted every time, then you can do the unformatted. That's good.
Yeah.
I don't want it to try and guess.
Okay.
I want to always have. I want it to be like deterministic. I don't want that to be like a probability net on like basic commands and shit, because they also don't get it right often enough. And if it's not going to be right 100%, I'd just rather it wasn't there.
This sounds a bit like you hate salespeople.
I mean, a bit, but not. I don't know where you've got that from. This.
I hate salespeople.
Okay.
So you know when you've got like you've got a day in the week, just a normal day, and someone tries to sell you something, and this can be you're in a shop. I've never had a cold call. I've never had a cold call of someone trying to sell me something like, cold calling. I don't think I'm important enough to have a cold call.
A sales cold call.
I've had emails,
I've had like
of
the
course.
scam ones, but yeah.
If anything, I'd feel quite honoured to have a cold call.
Yeah.
Bit of a tangent, but I'd love that. If someone called me up and they said, I nearly just gave my full name. I'll give my address next. If someone calls up, hello, James of War with a Mate. I'd love to, chat to you about this thing.
Yeah.
I'd feel quite honoured.
Okay.
But I imagine there's also a point where that is a frustration.
Yeah, it's too much.
Because it's going to be, for the most part, drivel.
Yeah.
They're selling you something, it's probably not going to benefit you. I think it falls into that same almost instinct at this point. It's not quite evolved, but it is very clearly learned. It's in the zeitgeist. It's in the osmosis of the world we live in now, where you just pick up on, something's off.
Yes.
And I think that's where it started. If we're going back to the origin of this as a problem, that's where it began.
It's like a sales thing.
It began with that. It began with that, and now it's become, because what you've got now is you've got technology that is doing this, but it's the next layer of it, because they've sold the technology, but the technology is doing that for them.
I agree it's a sales problem, but I think it's a different from what you're saying.
It's different.
At least my take on what it is, like why sales causes what I'm talking about potentially.
Okay.
Is they need something new to sell, which means they need to add new features to stuff constantly.
I think that's
Whereas
the issue.
it's almost like, I feel like a lot of this stuff, like Excel, Word, Google Docs, like, those like sort of mainstay kind of applications.
Yes.
They're just fine. But they need to, similar to like a FIFA almost, they need to be like, we have new features. So they bloat it with like bullshit, basically, that you don't want. Where the like core lean thing would have just done what you wanted for 99% of people.
Yeah.
But they like ruin it to accommodate like very niche things.
Which is, I think, what they've done. They sell the product with the expectation or the promise that this will fulfill your customers. Buy this from us, and you will fulfill your customers.
And it's also like,
and then the end
we've
product,
got new features.
Yeah,
and it's like the fact they're new features is more important than what the features are.
Yeah, the end product is, oh, this feature will help people.
Yeah.
And then it gets to the consumer, yourself in this case. And it's a case of, well, no, it's not helping me. This is a problem. But you can't feed that back to the salesperson.
No.
You can feed it back to the company. And at that point, they've bought it. So they will peddle it.
Oh, I see what you mean.
And they will tell you, no, this is a feature, this will work. Because if it doesn't work, then we've bought something that's a bum product.
Yeah, so not sales and like, it's like purchasing.
Yes, it started as that, and I think it's devolved, and now you're getting the second-hand result of that.
Yeah.
They've sold it, but now they can distribute that on a different level. Because of the way technology works, the technology can be sold. They don't have to do the cold call to you. You don't have to be the guy taking the call to buy the bullshit.
Yeah.
The company did that for them, and now you have to suffer it because of automation. So with that automation comes, well, this is a cool feature. And it's not, because how much of this is developed in-house? En masse, I imagine not a lot of it. I imagine a lot of the stuff you run into is being developed mostly elsewhere.
Oh, it's all the things I have issues with are like not third party, but like, yeah, like software you got no control over, but like you have to use.
And it makes you wonder at what point they've decided to implement this.
Yeah.
Who called for this? Who demanded it?
Yeah. I guess it's not necessarily just I don't want the software to try and help me. I don't want you to do anything that's not... I never want to put a command in and not be sure of the result.
What examples do you have that really stand out? Because with my common ground, like I find that there's usually a single personal anecdote that really fucks me off. Is there anything that stands out for you with this, or is this something that you've struggled with for a longer period?
I think it's a general annoyance, but it's all like AI is a good example of it, in the fact of like you can ask AI the same question, like an AI chatbot, the same question twice in a row,
and you will get different answers.
And like I don't like that. There's seemingly, as we've made things more advanced, we've added more chance.
Yes, that's weird.
Like, yeah, do you kind of get what I mean now?
Yeah,
like, I phrased it through the like helping thing because it tends to be how it's framed. But it's like, if I drag this column down, it's going to do two different things 2 different times, depending on the data in it or like which cells I like.
I don't mind if it's the same issue that I can kind of navigate around.
And it becomes a workaround.
Yeah.
That's fine because you just build it into your...
Well, that's why I went with the copy and paste situation, where if you're aware of it and you know this is the way you can do it, or you've got the alternative, you can Control V or you can paste without formatting.
Yeah.
And that's okay. But if it's chance, this sounds like maybe an AI thing then.
But it feels like something that has come in that like wanting to help. It's coming in with AI, and it also feels like something that's going to get bigger and bigger.
Oh, it will.
Where I've seen people talking about like, you can have like probabilistic rendering on games using AI, but then the problem is, so the game's going to render that same scene differently every time someone like goes to it.
Yeah,
that's actually a really bad thing. Sometimes you don't need the advanced shit in there.
Because with that, there's 2 sides to it, and I see both, but one of them is executed too badly for it to work.
Yeah.
Where the idea of variability, a unique experience each time, is cool on paper. The idea of going through an experience and it being different each time, like replayability in a video game, if you're taking that as an example. And going through, if we did Campaign for North Africa, and each time... it would, let's say we can play it more than once.
Yeah.
Each time we go through and it generates different terrain and new units appear, that is an interesting replay feature if it can still be somehow historically accurate. I picked the wrong game for this.
Yeah.
But in the majority of times, if it's, like you say, a cutscene, if you're playing a game,
Or just a story-driven thing where it's like, oh, like, there's been some, like, artistry on the, like, building, even if it's just, like, a narrow, fairly short single-player game.
Yeah.
But, like, people have put effort into that.
Well, that's it. That's the other side of it, where you've got a unique replayability is cool, but the other side of it is there was something designed here.
Yeah.
What are you stripping away from that? If it is just kind of multiplayer slosh and you're playing something that you're going to play every day and it's just the same environment.
Or it's like a roguelike, or like a game where you know it's randomized.
Yeah.
Like a lot of roguelikes as an example, because you like are meant to die and replay, where it'll like regenerate.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. But I wouldn't want to play like Cyberpunk and then like open a door and it's a different corridor than it was on my like last.
Well, yeah, some games are more fun when you replay them over and over and it's the same environment and you learn from the environment and you can adjust to it. A lot of RPGs, Morrowind is a great game.
Great
Elder Scrolls
example
3.
of that as well.
That is a very stylized game, and part of the fun of that game is because you don't get it's. You compare that to the later Elder Scrolls games, and a lot of the fun in that is you learn the environments through repetition.
Yeah.
And having to walk to places, go through the same area over and over. When I've played that, the fun in that is becoming familiar with the environment through a sort of learned experience.
And you also start to be like, okay, you do the first town, and then you
you're in
go
Balmora.
Then you go north and then right, and the guy falls out the sky.
Yes.
And then you
With the 3 scrolls of Icaran Flight, love that guy.
And then you use one of them in the dungeon that's further along the road to like bypass something and get like a bunch of high level gear. You know the dungeon I'm talking about.
Yes, I do. Yeah.
But like that's awesome because it rewards like exploration. That's what you want from that kind of game.
I also love that we've both never talked to each other about Morrowind before, I think.
Not really. I think we both said we enjoy it, but we've not gone deep on Morrowind.
But we both have the same play style at the start.
That route I just mentioned.
Yes, we have the same start point for the game. You spawn, you do that same thing. So that's the familiarity point.
But it's the inconsistency in the, it's not inconsistency because someone's fucked up or it's like a bug. That's kind of fine.
Well,
it's because you've added inconsistency in an attempt to mind read me, and you're just not going to do it. Like, not mind read, but like you're trying to anticipate my.
Well, it's a bit like predictive text.
Or actually, a good example of this actually is if you buy like a one-off thing on Amazon.
Oh yes,
and it goes, I'm going to try and help you by sending. I recently bought this TV stand. I don't know why I tapped it like the listeners could. I recently bought a TV stand. So I literally every 1 or 2 days for the last like 3 weeks, it's been like, looks like you're onto something. How about another TV stand?
How many do you think I fucking want?
Do that. Like, and it just feels that's a good example of like, none of these algorithms are helpful. So let's maybe not use them so much.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm just cynical or set in my ways, or if I'm just like adverse to because I don't like when people approach me in a shop and ask if I want any help.
That's why I hate going to America. Like I've got family in America. You go to visit them. You're just trying to like look around the store, and you feel like you're trying to. At least to me, it feels like they're trying to move you on. Because, like, can we help you? And if someone was doing that in Britain, I'd be like, oh, so they're like...
They think I'm shoplifting.
Yeah, they want me out the shop.
They think I'm here to steal shit. In the UK, if someone comes over to you, and it's just like in a typical supermarket, you don't get people in the UK, at least any experience I've had, where someone comes over and sort of prompts for help.
I guess, yeah, but why? Don't preemptively help me. If I need help and I ask for it, please help me. But don't come in and like...
Yeah, don't jump in on me.
Yeah.
Because I don't like the idea of of you being sort of accosted, and that's what I feel like. And to go back to that point, I don't know if it's my... I get confused by it, and I think maybe this is part of where you're coming from. If I've ordered something... Recently, we ordered a camera for our project overall. We've got some stuff that involves a camera coming up, and I bought a camera. And now I'm getting suggestions. I get an Amazon notification every few days that says, we think you'd like a new camera. And it makes me think, well, what the fuck's wrong with the last one you sold me?
But it also makes me go, surely the thing you would do is go, he's bought a camera. The next things you go are, do you want a tripod?
Do you want a lens?
Do you want a
the
lens?
Stuff
do you
they
want a
usually
case?
say when you're buying it,
They're
usually
like,
have.
people buy these together.
Yes, why aren't they doing that?
Why is that not the suggestion?
Yeah.
Like that... Yeah.
Instead of the saying, we think you'd like a new camera. And it makes me... the first reaction is, have you sold me a bum camera?
It is a sort of like, oh, do you want to replace that? Like,
yeah, I'm like, do you think I've realised this one's bad? Because I bought the last one from you. Why would I trust this one? And I've never, and this is not hyperbolic, I've never once had a suggestion come up from an advert or from a pop-up suggestion or
never
notification.
bought anything from a notification on Amazon.
That
Not
has said
once.
anything, an advert, anything like that. I can't remember a time where I've been suggested by an advert or technology in general where it said, would you like to buy this? And I went, that's a fucking great idea. I'm going to buy that right now or in the future. I've never had a moment that I can recall where I've done that.
Certainly not if there's like suggestions on Amazon. I'm sure there are adverts that I've like gradually
Take it
sucked,
in subconscious, maybe.
But yeah, and it's like that's the algorithm, the largest e-commerce thing ever, one of the largest companies ever. That's the best they could do. Is the like this is the software to like help you make purchasing decisions.
Yes.
So anyone downstream of that, you don't try and make it help,
Which is what confuses me because how is advertising so big?
But so pointless.
When I can't think of a single time that advertising has got me. And again, that might be, me being quite arrogant, thinking I've never been influenced.
I think there's two kinds of advertising in that sense of, there's the brand building advertise. Like, when like a Coke or a McDonald's advertises, where it's like, they know everyone knows about them. What they're doing is sort of building themselves into your subconscious.
They're keeping up appearances, yeah.
But that like targeted, we're selling a single thing.
I'm quite adverse and angry about it.
No.
That gets on my wick. So if we try to boil this back down to your original point, which is something trying to help you, when it is that prompt, I think I feel the same way.
Yeah.
I think now that I've disseminated it into the areas that it actually appears in my life, when it's something popping up and going, would you like this? I'm like, well, no, why did you think I would? What information have you extrapolated this from? Is it a search that I've made?
Because the scary thing is, there's like, you hear the stories of like, oh, the woman like found out she was pregnant from like the Walmart search algorithm or whatever the fuck.
I don't think I know that.
Oh, no, I remember. She didn't find out she was pregnant. They sent a bunch of stuff to her. She was like a young girl. They sent a bunch of stuff to her house, like as advertising based on her searches. And it like outed her being pregnant to her family.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Which is also like, don't.
That's fucked.
Yeah. But they're just awful. Like, but also like they work that out, but then they can't work. I don't know. It's just a bizarre thing, but I think it's don't help me when I don't ask for it with tech. And what certainly don't do is like remove functionality or like impinge on my life to help me.
Yeah.
When I don't want, just leave it. Like, yeah, I
think we're quite similar in that regard. We like to do stuff at our own pace and do it in our own way. And if something is just enforced upon us as help, we don't like that. I certainly don't like that.
It actually makes me like push against it a bit.
That's it. I think now, when I get those notifications, I immediately disregard them because it's been wrong so many times. And maybe the algorithm's changed, but the fact that recently I bought a camera and now I'm being suggested, would you like to buy a camera? I'm thinking, well, no, this algorithm is still not working.
Well, I bought that bookcase and this TV stand. If I bought everything that came on the following suggestions, this room would be a library in terms of bookcases with like 5 TV stands in the middle of the room.
You would have thought maybe it's like, oh, would you like a reading light?
Do you want some books? Like,
the thing is, I'm able to think of these
I don't
things.
know why that's difficult. Like, because this has been a problem for so long. Surely someone can go, if they've bought the product, don't sell them that exact category.
Yeah, there's certain things that you repeat buy. It's like, oh, you bought toilet paper. Would you like quilted toilet paper? But instead, it's you've bought a one-time thing that should last you 5 to 10 years. Would you like to buy another one right now?
They need to have a tag for like one time.
Yes.
They need I guess this common ground has changed into we hate the Amazon suggestions, which I'm happy with because I think I didn't explain it particularly well, but you got me to a point where it makes sense.
Yeah, I try to understand it, and I do completely understand this.
Yeah.
The idea of things just kind of being thrown out there, just shit in the air,
Yeah.
hoping something will stick, but it's never stuck for me.
And that, again, that's Amazon, the most resourced company in the world. So if you're designing anything, please keep in mind the biggest company in the world couldn't figure it out. So just have every button do what the button should do. Don't do any of the other shit.
Don't put a hat on a hat.
Yeah.
If you've got suggested stuff when you're buying something, fair enough. If you've got a new idea, then fair enough. And if anybody listening has bought something from an advert that you can think of that was a good purchase, or I guess more interestingly, that was a bad purchase, where you've been coaxed by an advert, or a cold call, anything at all, if anyone's ever got in touch with you, technology or person, and you've purchased something, let us know, because I'm really interested to know if I'm being overly cynical or if genuinely nobody adheres to this pattern.
Yeah.
If anyone can think of a time that they've done that, get in touch with us. Which I guess brings us to the wrap-up.
Yeah.
Which is that we found the common ground.
I think
We're definitely
one of
in
our
agreement.
stronger agreements in a while.
Yeah, we're definitely on board with this one. And if you want to let us know about these anecdotes you've got about buying something from an advert, the email address is info@warwithamate.co.uk. The website is warwithamate.co.uk. And the Instagram is just warwithamate. Let us know that. Let us know anything else. Let us know if you come to the live show, 30th of May, Birmingham Games Expo. And from me, James.
Me, Andy. Stay subtle, humble, and brave.
In the deserts of your minds, with no further suggestions. That's it. Good night and farewell.
Thanks for listening.